Good morning, this is Lou from OLP 365. As you can see, I went through my morning routine, finished my breakfast, and now I'm on the road. Getting ready to get out of here. Headed off to work. You know, the interesting thing is that when I drive to work, I do what's called a driving meditation. That's for me and my own mindset. Because as I told you before, a lot of people have these kind of negative thoughts that swirl around their heads, and they think about the problems of the day from yesterday or last week or whatever the case may be. And this video I'm just making for my subscribers because you're catching the message. So if you're 18 to 45 and you came across this video, you don't know who I am. My name's Lou, and I'm 65 years old, getting ready to retire as a school teacher, high school teacher. I've been a high school principal, middle school principal. I've been an author, been a lot of things. Recovering from cancer, and then I just had total knee replacement. All at 65. But I'm still on top. I'm still battling. So I know that, YouTube says tell the people what the video's about so they can check and see if they want to stay. Maybe I'll do that later on, but this is for my subscribers, just having a morning conversation with them because they've already subscribed, so they know what it's about. So, all you men 18 through 45, some of you are starting life, some of you are in life, and some of you are in the throes of life. Well, it doesn't go away. It's just a different form of life coming at you, even at 65. I'm dealing with life. But as I told you before, the principles remain the same. Same principles. I just put out a video yesterday on planning your week, planning your workouts, planning the items that need to get done if you're fixing a door at home or painting or whatever the case may be. That's those are the things that got to get planned. This morning, I have a slew of mail, and I got to sort through it and find my bills. They're not hard. They usually say the name of, the credit card company or the mortgage company. And I'm going to make a video on how to sort mail. I have a technique that I touch mail one time, and I don't even open it. If I don't know it, doesn't look familiar, throw it away. My bills I sort out, put them aside, and then my charities, I keep them. Now, instead of 20 pieces of mail, I only have 8. That's manageable. And I do that over a couple of days. I don't sort, pay. I just sort. That's done. That's a task I can do another day. And the next day I'll bill, set up my bank account, things like that. But it's all planned. And the beauty of planning your week, it lets you do your morning flexibility routine and your floor exercises. Then it lets you have your breakfast. And then it lets you come out in the day and see the beauty. But you've already started. So you're like, wow, this is gorgeous. Now I'm driving to work. Well, there's nothing I can do while I'm driving. So I'm making this video. And that makes it better, makes it more enjoyable. Remember, this is Optimum Life Path. So you guys that are 18 to 45, there's 12 paths. I've discovered this over my lifetime. I'm 65 years old, and I was 18 one time. I was 45 one time. Different experiences during those ages, and many in between. A lot of transitions, a lot of surprises. That's just life. And I've always called it the game of life. It's a game. I like to play it. When you look at it like a game, you become a competitor. And like any other competitor, you're going to win some, you're going to lose some. You can't win them all. But you can come back and try. And that's the attitude you want. That's what OLP 365 is about. OLP is initials of Optimum Life Path. 365 is how many days in the year. So you want to live this program daily. Daily. It's just a daily grind, daily competition, daily game. But if you walk on these 12 paths during that year, oh, you're going to win. Or you're going to win 80% of the time. I used to coach football, and we had a lot of winning seasons. And it wasn't that I had the best players. It was the philosophy. When I played football, I didn't win the game. I won the play. Each play was designed. And if we got more yards on that play, then when we added all the plays up at the end of the game, we automatically had more yardage. So the win substantiated itself. Each player had a job to do, and if he did his job, we won that play. That's it, that play. Well, if you ran 36 plays and you won 28 plays, they ran 36 plays and they won 10, you're going to win. Everything's going to fall in your favor. You don't have to say, I need more points. We need a kickoff or a punt return or a punt. You don't do that. You just play it. And you let things work out the way they work out. And if you plan properly, they will work out. And that's what OLP is all about. I've discovered that every aspect of life falls into these 12 paths. All of them. Goal setting, that's a path. You got to learn how to do that. Health, definitely a path. Personal finance, a path. Not finance, personal finance, your finances. You're taking care of your family, what your numbers are, what you need for your lifestyle, your personal finance. Not investing, that's Wall Street's finances. You want to play that game, but you want to be successful at it, and I'll show you how to do that. Your relationship path, that's a path. You know, relationships are great, but you have to prune them like a rose bush. You know, some of them are thorns. That's a toxic person. You got to prune that out of your life. And then other ones are fruitful. You want more of those in your life. But you have to fertilize it. You have to cultivate it. Same thing like a relationship. And there's a skill to that. Whether it's a father, an uncle, a husband, a brother, it's relationship building. All these are paths, okay? Problems. That's a path. That isn't an issue. That's a path. You know, Jesus Christ said, in this world, you will have problems. That I guarantee you. This world is wrought with problems. But I have overcome this world. You can too. When you understand their problems, everything's a problem, you're looking for solutions. And when you know how to cultivate or make solutions, make decisions, you're going to win. There's that play metaphor. Another problem solved. Another problem solved. We all have problems. Everybody in humanity has problems. Everybody. It's just how you deal with them. That's going to make you successful. So all of these are paths. There are 12 of them. Now, I think the thing that I want to discuss with you today is who you are. The paths are there. It's like the freeway. Freeway's there. Anybody can get on it. Okay, the paths are there. I didn't create these paths. I just saw that we walk on them. But it's who you are. If you're a loser, you have a losing mentality, a defeatist mentality, and you're walking on the finance path, you're going to have a losing financial situation. You're going to have a defeatist financial situation. You're going to have financial problems. Okay, the path is the path. It's just the attitude, who you are, the character, who you are, your awareness, your self-image. By the way, that's another path. Self-image, very important. So if you walk on the path of finance as a winner, you're going to win the majority of the time. If you walk on the financial path as a loser, you're going to lose the majority of the time. So don't think just because you're aware of the paths that you're going to be successful at them. That's a whole different conversation. And that's the conversation I wanted to have with you this morning. You got to develop a winning attitude. Your attitude. You're going to have problems. Have the attitude that then if I have a problem, I'm going to deal with it. I'm going to confront it. Sometimes it's going to be a successful outcome. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes I'm going to come out ahead. Sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I'm going to make money on the problem. Sometimes I'm going to lose money on the problem. Okay? But that doesn't mean you give up. It just says, okay, you win some, you lose some. But I'm here to tell you, as a traveler on the road that you're on, I'm 65 years ahead of you. And I'm telling you that you're going to make up those losses further down the road. So it's not a permanent loss. Okay? It's not a permanent loss. You're going to come out way ahead. Right now, I'm way ahead of the losses. When I cash in all of my holdings, my retirement, my real estate, my cars, everything, bank accounts, I'm going to be out way ahead of what I've lost, what I paid, what it cost, way ahead. But I'm still enjoying the life along the way. I'm enjoying dealing with the problem. I'm enjoying paying with it. I set up my finances so that I can afford to pay with it. I can move accounts around and deal with the problem. Once the problem's solved, now I can deal with the financial situation that occurred. Then once I get that solved, I'm back on my feet. Next move, next play, next plan. So your attitude, gentlemen, your attitude. And then making decisions. You have to man up. You're going to make some decisions and they're not going to be comfortable. You know, there's a I call it a 99% rule. Out of 99 people, 33 people in that group are going to like you. They just like you. You don't have to do anything. You remind them of their favorite uncle, their son, their husband, whatever. They're going to like you. 33 people, no matter what you do, are not going to like you. You can buy them pizza, go out and get a beer. They don't care. They're still not going to like you. They'll eat the pizza. They're not going to like you. No matter what you do, they will never like you. And then there's 33 who are indifferent. They can give it or take it. Well, those are the people you want to work with, because out of those 33, half of them you can win over. The other half aren't going to like you. So when you make your decisions, I don't make decisions with, do they like me? Will they like me? I don't care. This is the best outcome for me. This is the best way to approach it. So get this thing out of your head that you want people to like you, because it has nothing to do with what you do. It's just the way it is. They like you or they don't. So when you make your decisions, knowing that, it's easier. Take making the decisions about relationships. Some of the issues will have a positive outcome. Some will not. Now you're back to you win some, you lose some. Now you're back to toxic people. You got to cut them out of your life. Now you're back to, well, he didn't like me anyway. Yeah, well, some people like you, some don't. So that doesn't even play into your decision. The other thing that you need to do is you take off labels. Well, he's my brother. Take the label off of brother. If he's stealing from you, backstabbing you, sabotaging you, if it was just a regular person doing that, how would you deal with that person? But when you put the label on brother, for some reason, you think he gets a pass. Doesn't work like that. You have to take that off and say, no, let me deal with the person. Doesn't matter if he's my brother or my uncle. Even my father. No, you don't get to do that to me. I don't allow that. Now you're setting boundaries. So I hope you can see that this conversation is diving into the person, not the paths. Now, when the person walks on the path, that's where the rubber meets the road. That's where you become a winner. That's where you start producing successful results, because you already know who you are. I have a planner, and across my planner I write, these are called my guide words. I'll make a video on that. And I write them across the month. You know, when I open up my monthly calendar, I write them across. And I write words like attitude, gratefulness, action, boundaries, solutions, and others. And so now when I look at my month and I run into things that I got to deal with, I use those guide words up there and go, oh yeah, I'm going to have to deal with this relationship. Yeah, right there. Let me use that guide word. Yeah, let me do that. Boom, decisions. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. Let me make it. Attitude. Yeah, positive. Let me work with that. Boundaries. I got to set boundaries with this guy. I remember years ago, I had a friend, thought he was a friend. And, you know, I helped him many ways. And I wasn't expecting anything in return, but I was moving from one house to another. He had a truck, and I said, hey, can you help me on Saturday move my dishwasher and my washer? He goes, yeah, what time? I said 7. He goes, yeah, I'll be there. Okay. 7 o'clock shows up. No sign of him. I called his house. No answer. I kept trying. Finally got a hold of him at 9 o'clock. And I go, hey, Tony, where are you? He goes, well, I'm not there. I go, well, that's obvious, so I'm calling. He goes, yeah, I'm not going to make it. I go, why didn't you call me and tell me that? I could have made plans. I got to get this into the house today. And unbeknownst to him, I had 3 other people who offered to help me, and I told them, no, I already have that settled up. Okay? Well, he started demonstrating more things like that. And then he tried to put the onus on me and said, oh, just because I didn't help you with this and help you with that, oh, you're not going to help me now? And that's how you're going to be? So is that how? I go, no, hold on. Don't put the onus on me. No. Don't turn this around and make it sound like I'm the bad guy. I've asked you to help me 3 or 4 times and you never showed up, and you left me in the hang or in the lurch. And I'm telling you now, I can't help you. No, I'm busy. Well, that became a toxic relationship, so I split company with him. Stopped working with him. Stopped talking to him. That was a good thing. So men, you're going to have to confront these things. You know, some of you are in relationships right now. Now you're on the relationship path again. And, you know, things aren't going well. Well, they're not going to get better just because you think, you know, if I don't say anything, it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. You want to take the bull by the horns, deal with it. And then you have to make a decision. You know, when I split company with my boy's mom, I had to make a decision. Things weren't working out well. And I wasn't going to say, well, I'll stick in it for the kids. No, it's bad for the kids. Now, I don't think living in two households is good for kids, but it's better than living in one house full of toxic poison. They could feel it. That's not good. Yeah, that's pain. And you're creating more of it. And they're growing up in it. And it festers. And it's going to affect them. Yeah, you have to bite the bullet and go, now, here's what we need to do. Here's what needs to happen. And I'll deal with that as a result, as a side result of what occurred, as a byproduct. And I did. You know, we all have these ideas of what we want our lives to be. Life has a different plan. Yeah. Now, when you start believing in the Lord Jesus or universal principles or destiny, things are laid out for you. And you encounter them as you go. And you go, why is this happening to me? Why not you? That's the way life is throwing it at you. They don't get to say, oh yeah, don't do that to him because he doesn't like that. No. Some of the best laid plans fall by the wayside. That's just the way life works. That's why it's good to have plan A and a plan B. Sometimes a plan C. Now, you can see why a planner is so important. You know, there's times when I set up my planner, say I have all these things to do on Monday, and I only get, say I have 5 things to do, and I only get to 3. Well, then I move the other 2 to Tuesday, and then I juggle Tuesday. By the end of the week, I get them all done. A planner helps you do that. Well, a plan in life helps you get there and account for any of the obstacles or surprises that come your way, or problems. And yes, they will come your way. It's just life. You know, you hear some of these people say, why does this always happen to me? It happens to everybody. It's just the people who don't complain about it are prepared. Key word, prepared. They're prepared. So when things happen, they're prepared to deal with it. And they can work it so that it works out in their favor. I learned all this, gentlemen. As I told you, I'm 65 years old. So the young guys, 18 to 25, you know, you're looking at, you know, wanting the Mercedes and the boat and the apartment and the 5 houses and on and on and on. It's not going to happen. Not the way life is set up. The people 25 to 45, the problems, the shortage of money, the relationship problems, work, not enough time, coaching your kids, dance lessons, all that stuff. That's what you're in. That's not going to change. You know, some of you are in the midst of divorce. Some of you are at that point where you have to make a decision in your relationship. So I'm here to tell you, from my experience, I'm not telling you this is the only answer, from my experience, These are the things that need to be dealt with. These are the things you have to do if you want to be successful. So the 18 to 25 group, you can have the Mercedes, the BMW, you can have all that. But you have to earn it. Yeah, you have to go out and make a living. You got to get 2 or 3 jobs. You have to set your priorities. You have to get a goal. You have to plan it. You have to calculate. You know, all of us get 24 hours in a day. How are you going to use yours? Yeah, you can do it. There's no doubt about it. There's going to be sacrifices. And sacrifices to me has always just been priorities. Like, do I go to the barbecue Saturday, or do I go do a side job and paint a house for $2,000 to save up for that BMW I want? Okay? So those are the things I'm talking about. And then those of you who are 25 to 45, you're married, have kids, paying a mortgage or a rent, you have to sit down and calculate your finances and go, okay, how do I do this? And it may turn out that you might need to take another side job just to get you over the hump. You know, your wife is complaining about not enough money, and, you know, the kids need braces, and on and on and on. One of the formulas I use, and that's in the one of the videos that I talk about, is knowing your numbers, your 5 numbers: your income, your expenses, your cash flow, your debt, and your savings plan. And when you know all that, then you can work those numbers around to pay for the braces, to pay the rent, to pay for the dance lessons, all that kind of stuff. I used the formula when I was raising my kids. You know, what do we want to do this year? Well, we want to go camping. We want to go skiing. They need braces. They need shoes. My job paid, you know, $80,000. The difference was when I added all that up, I go, oh, this is going to cost a good 110. So I got to come up with 40,000. So I took a night job. That paid for it. That covered it for that year. And those are the things you got to do. You got to calculate it out. Now, of course, you know, the other partner didn't agree with all that. And that was a different set of issues, though. So, you got to plan all that out. And you can. You can. You just have to have a plan. So those of you who are 25 to 45 dealing with a lot of this stuff, this is really going to help you, because you have to look at things and go, no, I need to fix this. I need to fix that. I got to do this. I got to do that. Yeah, you do. You do. It's not going to happen by itself. You do. And your life will improve. You know, it may seem difficult at first when you do these changes, but it's a good thing, because you're putting your life in order. One of the reasons I put the health path the first part of the year is because working out, eating right, calisthenics, weightlifting, cardio, that's so important to deal with the other paths, or deal with issues that you're going to encounter on the other paths. So important. Your body has to be strong. Your body is the foundation of your mind. It's the foundation. You got to have these things intact. So start working out. Don't think, well, once I deal with this, then I'll start working out. That's reverse. You want to work out first. Be strong. And you'll be surprised how easy these decisions come. You'll have clarity. Eat the right foods. Get enough rest. Plan out the issues you're dealing with. Don't wake up going, oh yeah, I still have these problems. Yeah, once you write them down, you don't have to think about them anymore. Now you just have to deal with them. Okay, let me contact an attorney. That's one. You don't have to keep thinking about the problem. Now you're looking for a solution. You go talk to an attorney. That's part of the solution. He'll tell you, here's what we can do to solve that. There you go. Now you're on your way. Well, there's going to be a fee attached. Now you're back on the financial path. Calculate your numbers out and go, okay, well, I can pay here. Ask if I can pay payments. I mean, I can work it out here. I might have to take a night job to pay the extra. Yeah. I had to take a weekend job just to pay for the lawyer. I had to sell my house one time just to pay for the custody lawyers. Yeah. But I got all that back. I got it back. More. And that's what I said. That down the road, you're going to see, you're going to get all this back. It isn't a loss. Think of it like this. There was a guy, a teacher that I know, and his transmission on his truck went out. And he goes, they want to charge me $2,200, man, to replace my transmission. I go, well, do you have any money? He goes, yeah, I have a savings account with about $14,000. I go, well, there's the money. Well, no, I'm saving it. I might need it. And I go, yeah, I think you need it now. That's what it's for. Money's a tool, gentlemen. You don't hoard it. You use it. That's what the universe brought it for. So you can use it to help you deal with this problem. Problem solved. Now you can replenish that money. So, again, the paths, they're there. They're stationary. The highways are there. Those are the paths. It's how you walk on them. If you walk on them with no idea of who you are, you have no strength, you're not healthy, it's not going to be a good walk. But if you have your backpack, have your protein, your water, first aid kit, change of clothes, cell phone, $200, a pistol, you're ready. A map, you're ready. A compass, you're ready. Whatever comes your way, you got some utility to deal with it. That's what you're trying to do. That's the kind of man you want to be. Okay, the word is called resilient. You want to be resilient. You want to know, I don't have a tent. I need some shelter. Well, I brought a knife. And the knife has a serrated blade on the other side. I can chop down some twigs. I can make a wiki up, a small one. Okay, I can sleep in there. I can use my jacket to cover the door so the cold stays out. I can light a candle for heat. I can make some tea. The steam gives off heat in a little room like that. So you're resilient. Yeah. It won't be the Holiday Inn or the Hilton, but you'll be resilient. You'll survive. You'll make it. You'll wake up at 6 in the morning, hear the birds. You'll be in nature going, wow, this is beautiful. You wouldn't have been there if you didn't have that issue to contend with. That's how life plays you. You wouldn't have said that. You wouldn't have been grateful for that beautiful, serene morning. Crisp morning air going, wow, this is beautiful. If that circumstance didn't befall you, you wouldn't have been resilient so that you can see that. And that's the way life works out. That at the end of the problem, there is always a beautiful solution. Always. And then around the corner is another problem. And once you start racking them up like, okay, let's see what this problem holds in store for us. That's my attitude. There's that word again, attitude. That's my attitude. All right. What am I supposed to learn out of this problem? How are we going to deal with this? Well, you know what? Let me go to the beach. Let me walk the shoreline. Let me just relax. That's repose, another path. And let these ideas just come to me. Yeah, I could do that. That could work. That's a good idea. Okay. Now you go home and you write the plan. And plan B in case this doesn't work. Now you're prepared to deal with the problem. And you're going to have a positive outcome because of who you are. You confront it. You're resilient. You deal with it. You think about it. You walk on these paths to solve it. Yeah. And remember, 33 people are going to support you and say, good for you. 33 are not going to like you. They're going to want to see you fail, crash, and burn, and all the other stuff that can be negative because they don't like you. No other reason. There's an old saying, beware of Greeks bearing gifts. Yeah, these guys are saying, I'll help you, and then they don't help you, and they leave you deeper in a problem. You got to know that. You got to learn that. And a lot of that is learning. So you 18-year-olds, 20-year-olds, I'm talking to guys, what I'm talking about, the guys 25 to 45 are tagging it up going, yeah, exactly, that's happening to me. Yeah, that's what happened to me. Yeah, that's going on now. They're experiencing it now. Okay? You're not. You might be getting little glimpses of it here and there, but you need to get into more details and experiences before you can understand some of what I'm saying. Right now, your age, 18 to 25, is this is a good time for you to start doing the hustle, making the money. Right now is a very good time for you to get out there. You have a lot of youth, a lot of energy. And if you have a plan, you can go, okay, let me go work 3 jobs. Sleep and eat and work. Bank the cash. Okay? Get on the financial path and go, I need to know my numbers. Get to know those numbers. When I was working my numbers when I was that age, 19, 20, I was living on, I don't know, $5-10 a day. That's what I was living on. And I was making it work. But I wasn't eating burritos every day or hamburgers or pastrami sandwiches or steaks. Essentials, bare essentials. But now here's the positive byproduct of that. I was lean. I was shredded. I was like a model. As a matter of fact, I got into modeling because of my physique. Okay? So I was eating apples and I could afford maybe some chicken every Thursday. So I was eating minimally, but I was working out. I was on the health path. Oh, I was shredded. Then I was swimming. Go to the beach. I was surfing, scuba diving. Yeah, physically fit, riding my bike. Sometimes riding my bike to work. But it all paid off. They're all dividends, gentlemen. Stop seeing things in terms of negative returns. They're all dividends. And I was saving money. I bought my first house. I think I was 27, 28 years old. Because I saved the cash. Now, I had a great life going through there. You know, I needed a car. So I bought a used Corvette. And personal development, I took a night class at the high school for mechanics. I rebuilt the engine there. So now I had a Corvette that I bought for $2,000 because I had a blown engine. I took the night class. It cost me $1,500 when I was all done to rebuild the engine. And then I had myself a nice car. And then when I sold it for 3 times what I put into it. And that was my point before. You always get it back. When? I don't know. How? No idea. But it always turns out that way. Meanwhile, I was living on $10 a day in a Corvette, with a Corvette. Also had a motorcycle, same game. You learn to become resilient. So 18 to 25 is a good time. You know, if you can start your career at, say, 21, 22, I would recommend you get an apprenticeship in construction. The trades, boys, the trades. Electrical, plumbing, plaster, drywall, paint, any of the trades. That's where the money is now. In our day and age right now, 2025, the trades, they're paying like $40 to $60 an hour. The Carpenters Union, they have an apprenticeship program, 2 years, and then you become a journeyman carpenter, and they're paying you $57 an hour, and that's wherever you go. If you're a union carpenter, you get work. If you apprentice for a plumber, you can become a plumbing contractor. They make bank. So right now is a good time. And you don't have to do it for the rest of your life. I did mine, and I worked my way. Well, it was one of the jobs I had in construction. I saved the money, and that's how I paid for my college. So I had different jobs. You know, I had 3 or 4 jobs at a time during the year. Seasonal jobs. Construction used to be seasonal. Now it's not. But back in the day it was. So you can work 6 months out of the year there. Meanwhile, I had a night job loading trucks. Then I had in the summer, I was a lifeguard. And then at night, I was a bouncer in a nightclub. And then during the other days, I was a handyman. So I was making bank, and I was banking it. And I was saving it, and then I was going to school. Some classes I took at night, some, because of my schedule, I was allowed to take a semester during the day. But I paid cash because I had it, because I saved it. So a 4-year degree took me 5 years because of the way I worked it. But I didn't start off with any loans. I didn't owe any thousands of dollars. I paid my way through. And I was always working, constantly working. People used to say, I never see you, man. You're always working. Yep, because I had a goal. Now we're on the goal path. I had a goal. I wanted to get my BA degree in English so I can become a teacher. And I wanted to coach football. Well, you had to have a teaching credential. And that's what I got. Once I got in there, I stopped lifeguarding. I stopped working at the nightclub. I stopped doing things now because I was starting a career. Now, meanwhile, I had a couple of little side hustle. We used to call them personal businesses. So a hustle's not a bad word. I had a couple of side businesses that I was doing. I did fairly well. I made about 15 grand a business. That's 30 grand, 2 businesses. Add that with the money I was making with the jobs. So I was doing okay for myself. Again, I wasn't living in the Hilton. Yeah, I had a small apartment. You know, it was a matchbox, but, you know, I knew it wasn't going to be like that forever. I was sacrificing. I'll live here. I could have paid for a better apartment, but then I would have lost a good chunk of my money and I couldn't go to school. So you have to make those decisions. There we are again, right? To the guide words of decisions, sacrifices, priorities, things like that. So once I did that, I got into teaching. Now, one of the reasons I got into teaching, aside from wanting to coach football, was a retirement. Not my own. I wasn't going to do the 401k thing. Nothing wrong with it if it works for you. I wanted a state retirement. Teachers and firemen had the best retirement system going. So I said, hey, calculated the numbers out. There's my financial plan. I went back on that path and I said, hey, in the long run, I'll come out ahead. Because there's going to come a time when I can't work anymore. But if I put in this many years with these guys, they're going to give me a retirement for the rest of my life. That's a pretty good deal. And if, I could have retired at 48, but I didn't. I could have retired at 58, but I didn't. I'm probably going to retire at 68. So I think I get 32 years of retirement in. But during those 32 years, I also created other businesses. I had other enterprises. I continue to make money doing other things. So it wasn't just that job. But that job afforded me the money to make the investment to do another business, and on and on and on. I had my own construction company. That construction apprenticeship that eventually led me to a general contractor's license. Because I had the skills, I started working with a general contractor, and I worked with him for 2 or 3 years. That was part of the requirement. And then I took my test, and I got my general contracting license. And I became a custom home builder. I didn't work on anything else. I just built custom homes. That was it. 1 home a year was plenty. So I taught school, and then in the summer, I built home. I was bringing in some money. Meanwhile, I continue to go to school because it pays if you're a teacher, because they have these columns set up with more education, you get more money, and more time, you get more money. So I went all the way over to the column. I got a master's degree. That was an investment. I invested in myself, and I made another $30,000 in that job. Pretty soon I was up to $80,000, $90,000. And then I got my doctorate. I paid for a PhD. The money I made from school and from building homes paid that. And then I got another $12,000 raise because I had a doctorate. So I think now I'm up to, $130,000, $140,000. That's just the job. I'm not even talking about the books I sell and the consulting that I do and the home building or room additions I do, because I still have my contractor's license. So you can see it just fruitful. It's just fruitful. And all of you can have this if you walk on the 12 paths. That's all I've done. All of this is what led me to the 12 paths. I journaled everything. I wrote everything out. I figured it out, and I calculated it out. I did the research. I read the books. I put it together, and I go, this works. And I'm only telling you about OLP 365 because I developed it, and it worked. That's it. I'm sure if you use Tony Robbins' system or somebody else's system, that might work. OLP 365 is my system, and it works. So I'm just sharing with you. I just wrote a book. I think it goes to the publisher this week. So in a couple of weeks, it should be out. And it's Optimum Life Path. OLP 365, the compass to success. And in there, I talk about the 12 paths. I wrote it in a story format so people can understand it and kind of relate to it. And it talks about all 12 paths, how you use them and how people use them, so that you get the idea. And then I'm going to write one book for each path. So there'll be one book dedicated to the financial path, one to the health path, one to the relationship path. And it'll be written in the same format, where it's there'll be a character going through the issues you're going through. These are some of the things he's doing. This is what he's using to do it with. This is how he does it. So that you can say, hey, I could do that. I get it. It has categories, things to do, activities, exercises, setbacks. Because you're going to have setbacks. But again, it's how you deal with them that determines how successful you're going to be. That's all. So OLP 365 is a great program, but you got to start developing your winning attitude, Write that word down in your journal. Attitude. Positive attitude. You got to have the right attitude. You don't know a lot of this stuff, especially you young guys, 18 to 25. But you can learn. I don't know it yet. That's the attitude. When they hire you for a job, do you know how to do this? I don't know how to do it yet, but I'm willing to learn. That's the attitude we want. I don't know it yet. I don't have the skills yet. But in a couple of years, you'll have them. Yes. Okay? So understand that. And you will get the skills. Everything comes with time. That's what I'm saying, you 18 to 25-year-olds. You're not going to have your own house. You're not going to get your Beamer. Unless your mom buys it for you or something like that. You win the lottery. I'm talking about the general population. You have to put your time in. The universe is set up that way. You know, they're not going to give you these kind of problems, experiences. You don't have the skill set yet to deal with that. You know, you wouldn't know how to manage a mortgage or pay for the insurance or understand the interest rate. You wouldn't know how to do a lot of the things that, you know, like how to fix it. That might be too much money for you, too much responsibility for you. The universe presents it in its own time. So your 18 to 25 years is you're growing, you're learning, you know, you're building your resilience, your discipline, because it takes discipline to wake up every morning and go to work and then get off work. And you're tired. And it takes discipline to go home, shower, eat, and then get ready for your night job that starts at 6 o'clock and you work till 12:30. It takes discipline to go home, go to bed, wake up, 6 o'clock, go to your day job. It takes discipline. And your weekends. I got to clean my apartment. I got to wash my car. I got to change the oil. I got to handle my responsibilities. And then you're dealing with people. Your girlfriend wants to go to the movies, or she wants you to take her to Disneyland, or whatever the case may be. You know, you have to make a decision. I don't have time for a relationship right now. Yeah, I can't afford a relationship right now. I can't afford it. Yeah, it costs $200 to take her out. That's $200. That's part of my rent. And when they ask you why don't you have a girlfriend? I can't afford one. I can't afford one. I'm on a plan. I'm on a path. That takes discipline. Especially when you hear your friends say, oh man, you should have gone to the party. It was awesome. So-and-so did this and so-and-so did that. And we had a great time. Everybody, yep, that's true. Yep. Couldn't. I had to go to the library and study, or I had to work Saturday night, or I had to go to sleep because I had to work Sunday morning. Whatever the case is. Those are the sacrifices I'm referring to. Sometimes it'll be a few months, sometimes it'll be a few years. But if you stick that attitude on one of those paths, you're going to be successful on it. I'm coming up on retirement, but by no means, gentlemen, is it the end of my road. I'm already starting different businesses. This OLP, that's a business I'm starting. Yeah. I have books I'm publishing. Pretty soon I'm going to have merchandise. I want to start a coaching session. I want to start workout plans. I want to have a website. I want to do podcasts. I mean, I'm starting a business out of it. And it's going to be huge. It's going to be successful. I want to get you involved. I want to train you as coaches. I believe one of my philosophies is there's always room in the winner's circle. Always. Always. Yeah, I believe money has to be shared. Because the more you share, the more comes. The universe works that way. Yeah, I give to charity, partly because my heart tells me to, and the other part is because life rewards me. And I can't explain how it works, but there's other people who have done it too. That's where I learned it, from someone who told me, no, I have 3 pots. This one here is savings, this one is responsibility, and this is charity. And I divide my dollar up, each dollar, and I just give it to charity. But look, then I get more opportunities. I go, wow, that really works. And I've done that. Done it all my life. Even when times go bad, I give to charities. I don't say, no, I can't afford it right now. I give to them first. And then things pick up. Can't tell you how. I can only tell you the experience. Okay? So, I'm 65 years old, and I'm getting ready to retire. Now, that retirement is going to give me money. I'm going to get a check for the rest of my life for nothing. I think that's a great retirement. And then I'm going to work, augment. There I am again with a second job, if you will, and get that rolling. And then I'm going to get involved with some of you young people who want to learn how to buy real estate or start a business. And I'm going to help you do that. OLP, my goal. There it is again, the goal path. My goal for OLP over the next, few years, because it's going to take time. So, gentlemen, 18 to 25, I hope you heard me say, few years. It's not going to happen tomorrow. It takes time. So it's not going to happen for you tomorrow. It's going to take time. So over the next few years, gentlemen, I want OLP to be a worldwide movement. A worldwide movement. Not a program. I want to hear guys in Germany say, yeah, I'm an OLP. I want you to be in France one day and someone goes, I have that shirt, and he's French. Or you go to Spain and someone tells you, hey, I have that book. Then you know we're a movement. We're a community. Optimum, an optimum community. Optimum means that it's working at its highest level. It's optimum. And even if you're 18 working those 3 jobs, you're optimizing. You as a person are optimizing. Now, this has to be your program, because you're going to have other people tell you, you shouldn't work so much. You should be home. You should do this. You should go buy football tickets and enjoy it. And not yet. Not yet. I got a goal. I just watched the Super Bowl last night. Super Bowl 59, I'm like, I remember Super Bowl 3. And I'm like, okay, yep, they won football game. Okay, yep, over. My life isn't any better because the Eagles won the Super Bowl. I enjoyed watching them play. But I didn't lose any sleep over it. And I wasn't going to pay $6,000 for a ticket to go watch them play when I can watch it on TV. There's a decision, huh? Yeah. Those are the things I'm talking about. So, getting back to the message here. Attitude. Go online. We have this amazing time right now. Digital. Oh, let me say this before I forget. When you retired back in the day, the guys who retired like in the 70s, you go, what are you going to do? Oh, I'm going to go write the great American novel. That was like a cliche. Everyone would say, I'm going to write a book. Right? Now, if you're 65 retiring, you got to tell them, I'm going to start a channel. I'm going to start a channel. It's digital. We're all hooked up. So I'm starting a digital channel, my digital book. So, right now, you have Google, you have AI, you have ChatGPT, you have Gemini, and they're coming up with more AI programs to facilitate what you want to do. It's amazing. You can start a business in 3 weeks. with all these programs that are there. You just plug and play. It's incredible. So, use the technology, gentlemen. Let it work for you. Online businesses, that's here to stay. That's part of the American capitalist system. Okay? Online businesses. Every store is on it for a reason. You got Best Buy, Home Depot, Walmart, Uniroyal Tires, Goodyear, Smart and Final, name it. Everybody's online. Hilton Hotel. Selling your house is online. Everything's online. That's here to stay. That's digital. So you want to be part of it. Learn it. As I told you before in the other videos, I don't know how to do it yet. See, that's my attitude. I don't know how to do it yet. But I will. You know, I'm learning how to put these videos up on a regular thing. I'm learning how to film while I drive. I'm learning about cameras, lighting. Now I'm taking a course in editing, so I'm going to learn about editing. So I know all this is going to get better. I already know it. So my attitude is such that I'm winning. I'm going to win. So, 18 to 25-year-olds, you're not late. You're not behind. Don't let anyone tell you that. You should have this by now, have that, but no. Never compare your life with somebody else's. Never. This is your life. I have never compared my life to this 25-year-old. They don't know your story. They don't know your circumstances. And they don't need to. But I don't compare myself. I don't see a 25-year-old in a BMW and I don't say, I should have that. No. How do you know his dad didn't win the lottery and bought it for him? How do you know his grandfather didn't work his ass off for the last 50 years and left him the inheritance so that he can buy it? You don't know how they came about it. So don't compare. Never compare. Never. Okay? So 18 to 25. Get out there and do the work. Put the time in. Make the money. Set your priorities. What do you want? What kind of life? There's your vision. What kind of life do you want? What kind of car do you want? What kind of house with a swimming pool do you want? Where do you want to live? What kind of dog? Write it all out in your journal. Mark it, vision page, my life, and put it on there. Put it on there. You'll get it. When? I don't know. You won't get it at 22, but I know you'll get it. That's how I got my houses. I wrote them down. This is what I want. I got them. I've had eight houses already. I want this now. And I'm planning for the next one. I want to sell this house, and I want to buy a ranch in this state. I want this. I want that. I want tennis courts. I want this. And watch, I'm going to get it. In a couple of years, I'm going to show you, hey, remember that house? Go to this video. Look at this. Here's the house that I wrote. Look at my journal. Look what I wrote on it. This is what I wanted. Look at it. I got everything. Okay? That's what you want to do between 18 and 25. Stay on the health path. That has to be the first path. Get on that path. Okay? So work the health. Keep that priority one. Then your goal-setting path. Then your personal development path. And then your personal finances. I put those 4 paths out first. We just started this last month. And I got those 4 out right now. So now you have enough to get it working, running. And then we have the rest of the year, 11 months now, to put everything in order. And you'll see at the end of the year, you're going to have a magnificent life. You're going to have it going on. And who knows? You're 25 years old. You might have an opportunity where a condo shows up and works out for you, and there's synchronicities. We'll talk about that later. Where you just happen to be at the right place at the right time. Your aunt's boyfriend died and she just wants to sell it and she only wants this amount. and you qualify for a mortgage because you've been working this job for 3 years and you make enough money, and boom, there you go, man, you're in the game. That is possible. Okay, don't know if it'll happen, but it's possible. So don't think that you're just going to be stuck working. It doesn't work like that. You might end up with a nice Beamer. Somebody might go, you know what? I blew the engine. Research how much it costs to get a new engine, $3,000. He'll sell it to you for $1,000. You just bought a $20,000 Beamer for $3,000. You came up, and all those jobs you've been working, now you got it. You'll never hear me say, don't buy that car. Buy it. If you can afford it. Everyone needs transportation. Everybody. And if you can afford transportation like that, go for it. Now you got that off the list. Nothing wrong with that. If you have a chance to work in Costa Rica building houses, go. Now you're making money on vacation. I mean, all of this is what happens when you walk these paths with the right attitude. And then you guys who are 25 to 45, you've been on some of these paths. Now you just got to organize them. Where are you on the path? What's your attitude on the path? Who are you? What do you stand for? What problems do you have to contend with? What goals do you need to set to get out of the situation? You know, you kind of already got your rope tangled up in knots. Well, before they get any worse, you got to go back and take the knots out, unknot them. And only you know what needs to happen to get the knots out. So that's something you got to look at now. Some of you are financially well off, but it's not working for you. So now you got to look at, do I have my numbers? I guarantee there's going to be, out of say 100 people, I'd say about 80 of you don't have your numbers. You don't know all 5 numbers. You don't know your full income. You don't know all your expenses. All of them. I don't mean, just your basic ones. All your expenses. You don't know your cash flow. You don't know your full-on debt. All debt, not just my house. All debt. And you don't know your savings plan. You probably don't even have a savings plan. You're probably like most people who say, I pay my bills and then when I'm done, the rest I put into savings. That's the wrong approach. I'm telling you. Okay? I did it the other way. Every time I got paid, 10 to 20% minimum savings first. Bam. And I did it by envelope or I did it by budget, but savings first, always. Now, I drop $1,000, $2,000 automatically every month. Bam, there it is, bam, bam. When I come across windfalls, bam, savings, just bam. I pay me first, always. And then I negotiate with the debt collectors or the credit card people or whatever. Yeah, we'll do payments. Here you go. We'll do it this way. Boom, boom. Yeah, that's what we're going to charge. Nope. That's how we're doing it. Yeah. So there's many ways to approach it. So those of you 25 to 45, you need to get that in order. That's number one. And if you're having relationship problems, then, as we get to the relationship path, you got to deal with that. But I would highly suggest you get your notebook, your planner, and your journal. Okay, those are viable tools. You got to have those. I'm going to show how I work my notebook pretty soon. I work my notebook a certain way, but I want to make a video on it because I want you to see it. What I do is I have my goal setting tab at the front, and then whatever I work on, I decide it's a goal, and I use the goal setting structure, short term or long term, and then I think about what it is I got to do, how to do it, all that kind of stuff. And then if it's a health goal, I shift it to the health tab. If it's a financial goal, I put it into the finance tab. And that method works for me. And then I review them, right? And then I use my planner to do the action steps required. I have to contact a lawyer. Let me do that Wednesday. I have to do this. I have to do that. Sometimes I can do 3 or 4 steps for different goals in the same month. Okay? That takes a little doing to get good at juggling. But I do that. And then I think for you, a financial accounting, knowing where every dollar is, every dollar, including your partner, like where is the money going? Where is this being spent? How much is it? How much did we pay? What's the bill? What's the amount? Got to get that in order, especially if you're married, you have a house and kids. You have to know that. That's probably the first place to start for you guys, because a lot of marital issues come from the money. And then the other one is relationship. Yeah. Those are two of the issues that cause the marital strife. Get your insurances. Make sure you have your insurances, what you're paying for your insurance. All the bills. Just line it all up. That way you have a clear picture of where you are. You're not stressing out over money. You know, in making this video, it's come to me. I think the next video we have to do, I had a different schedule. I'm going to have to go back to my schedule for this channel, because I had a different video set up, a different series. I think we're going to do the self-image video. I think that's where we need to go next, is self-image. Work on our self-image, because that's going to tell you who you are, what you are, the character you are. Self-image. And then now we know who we are on these roads. Okay? And then I put in the health path, and I've been putting up a lot of health videos. So watch those, because that's super important. That's the body. You got to have that going, working. Mind, body, and soul. Those 3 things need to work in conjunction, and then you're powerful. So we got the health path going, and I've been putting up videos on what you need to do there. And then I also, this month, I'm laying out the routines for the health path. Calisthenics, flexibility, yoga, isometrics, weight training, cardio. So that's working now. That's I got some of them up, so you want to keep an eye out for that. That's why you need to subscribe. And I don't know how the notification thing works. I don't know if they tell you a new video's out. And then I'm writing some programs up that when my website is up, there'll be ebooks there that you can use, so that you'd have all these programs in front of you. So that's going. And then start doing that. You know, I broke one out this morning on flexibility. I think it's a short. Or it's a video. And you look at it and you start doing it. Start doing it every morning like I do. And then I think Wednesday or Friday, I'm going to put out the floor exercises I do from there. It should take you 20 minutes. Then you're done. And then I do my weight training or my yoga on alternate days after work. And then I do my cardio. As long as I get 4 days a weekend, I can do it in the morning. I can do it at night. I can do it after dinner. You get to decide how you want to work it. So I do that. And then, what else? Let's see what else needs to happen. No, I think you're good. I think we're good to go. So attitude, gentlemen. Attitude. Self-image. Stop seeing yourself as a loser. If you're on OLP 365, your losing days are over. Okay? I don't train losers. I take men and I train them to be winners. All right? So I'm at work now, so I got to get in here, train these youngsters. And I'll be talking to you real soon. Okay? OLP 365. Subscribe. And I think I'm supposed to say share, like. I really don't know what all that is. But they told me to say it. And then really, share this with someone. And I'm not saying it because of numbers, but share it with friends or guys you think need to hear it. We have to start looking out for each other. You know, our society isn't like it used to be, where we used to meet up as a group of guys. We don't have that anymore. The bars, the saloons, just the football games, it's just not there. So everything seems to be digital. So we have to learn how to be a community digitally. So we have to do that, though. It's not going to happen by itself. I don't know how to do it. So I'm hoping some of you guys can comment and say, hey, I know how to do it. I can help you. Drop a comment. Tell me your name, because I don't like talking to this camera, just talking. You know, I like to say, hey, Mike, I got your comment. So Mike, and I want to close off by saying, Mike, I hope this helps you out. Let me know and we can comment. Okay? So put your name in the comment. Tell me what you're working on. Tell me what problem you're dealing with. And tell me if you're ready to, change your attitude. Okay? So this is Lou signing off from Optimum Life Path 365. OLP 365. Your life compass to success. All right? Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. And then I got to learn how to turn this off. There we go.